Kung merong mandaraya sa ating eleksyon ngayong 2025, manggagaling ba sa loob ng gobyerno o hindi? Alam nyo na ang sagot dyan. At kung galing sa loob ng gobyerno ang mandaraya, meron ba silang power na baguhin ang source code ng counting machines on the election day or even before that? Meron, kahit sabihin natin na dumaan ito sa independent audit. Ngayon, kung corrupted ang source code on election day at merong access sa internet, yun na lamang ang tanging paraan para ang isang mandaraya ng eleksyon ay baguhin ang resulta ng mga election returns. Tandaan po natin, habang nagbobotohan po tayo, ang ating automated counting machine ay hindi pinapakita ang live score ng makina na yon sa atin. Saka lang natin malalaman ang score ng makina na yon pagka-print ng election return. Kaya even before pagka-print ng election return, wala dapat access ang kahit na sino mang masamang tao sa makina na yon. Dahil kapag may access ang masamang tao sa makina, baka yung lumabas na final score ay hindi yung totoong score na ibinoto ng mga taong bayan dun sa makina na yon. Kaya ang suggestion ko lamang is, i-print natin yung election return na walang connection sa internet para yung lumabas sa election ng return ay yung totoong boto ng taong bayan. Pag hawak na ng mga watcher yung election return, malamang yung counting machine, pwede mo nang i-connect sa internet at ipasa nyo na yung final score na yon doon sa servers ng COMELEC. Malamang hindi na magkakaiba yung hawak ng mga watcher at yung servers ng COMELEC. Yun lang, Chairman George Garcia, wag nating i-connect sa internet yung automated counting machines bago at habang nagpiprint ng election returns.
Ang sagot nila, eto.
Ito pong ating makina ay standalone machine, hindi nakakonekta sa internet. Contrary dun sa mga kumakalat po na fake news, hindi po siya konektado sa internet.
Pero hindi ba mas nakakatakot yun, attorney? Kasi saan pumunta yun?
Hindi po. Kasi po ang ating transmission ay mangyayari lang pagtapos na yung eleksyon. Ito po ang tinatawag natin na transmission device na lalagyan po ng SIM card. So kung sa lugar po ninyo malakas ang telco signal, gagamitin po natin ang SIM card dito ng either ng Globe, ng Dito o ng Smart kung ano po yung malakas. Ngunit kung mahina po ang telco signal doon, gagamit tayo ng Starlink. At paalala po natin, nakalagay sa aming resolution, nakalagay sa general instructions, tinuturo sa teachers, ikakabit lang po ito pagtapos ng halalan. Walang katotohanan na maghapon nakakabit ang transmission device.
So,
Oh. Pero may internet pa rin yan kasi may SIM card yan. Ngayon, ang tanong, bakit nandyan yung stick na yan? Kasi may internet yan eh. Anong sabi niya? Globe, Smart, Dito, o kung hindi man, si Elon Musk, yung Starlink. So bakit nandyan yan? Parang accessible eh. Napaka-accessible. Binunot niya lang dyan. O sige, sabihin natin demonstration lang yan. Pero bakit ang tanong, nandyan yan? Ang tanong, nandyan ba yan talaga? Anyone can just pick it up? O ilalabas lang yan pagka na-print na lahat yung ballots or pagkatapos ng eleksyon na gaya nung sinasabi nito? Kasi dyan palang question eh. Kasi sinasabi nila, pinapasinungalingan. Yung sinabi ni Attorney Respicio na, wala namang internet, wala namang nakakabit. Pero andyan, no? Pwedeng bitbitin ng kahit sino. Madali din lang ipasok yan kung saan at madali din kopyahin ng kahit sino yan. Isaksak lang nila yan sa kanilang laptop, i-copy kung ano man ang laman yan. Kasi may SIM card yan at merong internet sa loob. Diba? Ano yan eh? 2-in-1 yan eh. Memory stick at saka SIM card stick yan. Nandyan nakapaloob dyan. So dyan pa lang tama yung sinasabi ni Attorney Respicio. As you can see, nagkaroon ng issue itong Miro system sa Congo. At hindi lang sa Congo, pati sa Iraq. Sa Congo, ano yung mga naging issue? Yung QR code. Kasi makokompromise yung mga boto at yung secrecy. Kasi kahit sino, kung ako, meron akong QR code, pwede kong kunin yung QR code, i-picture ko, i-decode ko, and then pwede kong i-manipula kung ako ay hacker at IT. So yan po naging problema niyan. At saka, yung operating system. We don't know now, kasi ito 2014 Android, 2014 pa yung operating system niya dito. Hindi lang natin alam ngayon kasi medyo high-tech nga naman ngayon. But during that time, nung nagka-problema sa Congo, outdated yung kanilang operating system. Pangatlo, ito yung sinasabi, yung stick, yung 2G. Ito yung stick na hawak ni, Ayan, yan. Yan po yung 2G. at saka 3G. 2G or 3G. Ngayon 5G na ngayon. Mas high-tech pa kasi 5G na ngayon. Wireless cellular connection. Kaya ang tanong niya, may nakita ba kayong nakakonect anything on this machine? This is a standalone machine. Dapat pinakita niya. Dapat yung mga, alam niyo ba, itong si Lord De Vera, dapat chinek niya yung buong machine na yan. Kung merong saksakan ng USB dyan. Kasi dala-dala yung USB stick pwedeng isaksak yan anytime. May internet ka kagad itong machine na ito. Wireless, sabi niya, wala namang nakasaksak na anything, pero merong USB stick na wireless ang connection. And could leave information stored on mirror system open to tampering via hacking. So yan po yung isang naging problema, and in fact, ito po naging issue din ng online voting sa Amerika. Panoorin ninyo ito.
Turning now to the election and online voting. Certainly convenient, and its use is rapidly growing, but is it reliable? Fox News' Eric Shawn looks at the pros and the cons.
Voting can be as easy as a click of the mouse, but is it secure? 26 states and the District of Columbia now allow some form of online voting, from casting your vote online to sending an email. But after high-profile hacks like those of the Democratic National Committee, the Obama administration is looking at ways to protect online voting.
There is a vital national interest in our election process, so I do think we need to consider whether it should be considered by my department and others critical infrastructure.
Once you have something on the internet, you're telling the world, please come hack me.
MIT professor Ron Rivest, an internet voting expert, says despite the promise, online voting is not yet foolproof.
There's lots of wonderful ways the internet can contribute to elections, but putting voting itself online, to me, is a step too far. That's over the line. We don't know how to do it securely. You're inviting trouble. Every country overseas that has an axe to grind with the U.S. can try to get in and manipulate the election.
Washington, D.C. allows members of the military and other voters who live overseas to email their votes. Officials there say they've had no problems.
It's been going well. We've had this program for a few years now, and the only downside that I can see to it is that the voter is required to waive the secrecy of their ballot.
But even the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, the federal election agency, is cautious.
We're not at the point now where we can use the internet to cast ballots securely, safely, and simply. But at some point, we should be able to do that. I hope we can do that in my lifetime.
Last month, Illinois shut down its voter registration website after it may have been hacked. Officials reportedly blaming a, quote, highly sophisticated attack, most likely, they said, from a foreign entity. And Arizona took its registration system offline after it, too, may have been compromised by a hacker.
So kung sa Amerika nagkaroon ng issue sa online voting, sa atin pa kaya hindi magkakaroon? At take note, ang system sa Amerika is yung Dominion, which is connected din sa Smartmatic. Ngayon, yung Miro naman, at first yung Miro, okay to, bago to. At South Korea, medyo okay yung technology. Pero, ang problema, kung iba-background check mo itong Miro, may issue siya sa Congo, may issue siya sa Iraq. So, which, hindi natin alam kung ano yung naging ending or corrections nung issue na yun.
At congressional hearings for years.
Our voting machines are not connected to the internet.
Those are not connected. Voting machines themselves are not connected to the internet.
And we knew that wasn't true.
And cybersecurity expert Kevin Skoglund wanted to prove it. So he and 9 other independent security consultants created their own search engine looking for election systems online.
We found over 35 had been left online, and we're still continuing to find more.
Voting machines themselves are not designed to be online. So how are some voting systems getting online? We got a first-hand look when we visited ES&S, the largest manufacturer of voting machines, and talked to CEO Tom Burt.
Okay, why is there a Sprint thing here and a Verizon thing here?
There's a small
4G.
percentage of jurisdictions in the country, a lot of them are in Florida, who have decided that they want to modem unofficial results to the election office.
You know, you do wonder sometimes
Modem.
whether or not our thirst for quick results sometimes may be interfering with our thirst for accurate results.
You know, Cynthia, that's not my place to judge that one. Again, these jurisdictions have a need for that.
ES&S insists while there are 14,000 of its modems in use, there are firewalls separating those modems from the public internet, and that the
Yeah.
modems are turned on for just seconds. But Skoglund says that's not enough.
We're seeing Illinois and Michigan.
Last summer, Skoglund's team found ES&S voting systems online in at least some of the precincts in 11 states, including the battleground states of Florida, Michigan, and Wisconsin. If you were able to get inside these systems, could you do more than perhaps mess up the preliminary results? Could you actually get deeper inside the system?
Absolutely, and that's my biggest concern.
Top computer scientist Andrew Appel agrees with Skoglund.
Once a hacker starts talking to the voting machine through the modem, they can hack the software in the voting machine and make it cheat in future elections.
In August, Skoglund took his results to election officials and the press, assuming the systems will get taken down. We were astonished when he showed us some of those systems are still online.
Modems in voting machines are a bad idea. Those modems are network connections, and that leaves them vulnerable to hacking by anybody who can connect to that network.
We should make sure that voting machines are not connected to the internet.
Period.
Period.
So, nakita ninyo yung difference noong araw na yan, Ayan, noong araw kasi na yan, modems pa lang ang meron para magkaroon ng internet. Ngayon, dahil advanced na tayo, kahit yung stick lang, ganyan lang, pwede kang magkaroon ng internet. So, parang parang the same noong araw, katumbas noong araw, yung modem na yun, yung USB stick na pinapakita. Ayan, yan. Katumbas niyan ay modem. Kaya yung nirarason nila na, hindi, saglit lang naman yan or after ng printing saka ilalabas. Noong araw sa US, ganun din ang nangyari. Sabi, i-open lang natin ng saglit. O, palusot lang yun. Ganun kabilis din yung hacker. Kahit saglit lang yan, kaya nilang mag-decode or mag-encode or mag-encrypt or mag-decrypt. Ano kayo? Niloloko nyo kami? During that time sa US, in-address nila yan at tinanggal nila or hindi nila itinutuloy. Tayo, instead na makipag-usap or ayusin nila or explain nila, baguhin nila o kaya tanggalin nila at physical na voting na lang, anong ginagawa nila? Kinasuhan pa si Attorney Respicio. Tapos ngayon sasabihin, tayo pa yung parang nagpapakalat ng fake news or ano. Instead ni-address ninyo ang concern namin, anong ginagawa ninyo? Kami pa ang ginagawa ninyong sinungaling.